Welcome to Math 20 video lecture series. In this video, we are going to state, derive, and illustrate the fundamental identities. Okay, so let us begin. So, recall natin na we have the sine function, cosine function, tangent, etc. So, and in the previous lesson, we know that secant is the reciprocal of cosine theta. And cosecant is the reciprocal of sine theta. And cotangent theta is the reciprocal of tangent theta. Actually, may tawag sa tatlong niya. We call them the reciprocal identities. So, part yan ng fundamental identities. And we have the quotient identities. Which is yung tangent is equal to sine theta over cosine theta, while cotangent theta is equal to cosine theta over sine theta. And finally, we have the Pythagorean identities. Pythagorean, pa fancy. Pythagorean identities. Okay. And sa previous video natin, I think video 3.1, we know that cosine square theta plus sine square theta is equal to 1. Okay. So, huwag kayong matakot, akala nyo marami. Ginagamit na natin yan ng mga nakaraan. Pinangalanan lang natin sila. Okay, etong Pythagorean identities, may mga kapatid pa yan na dalawa. Actually, 8 fundamental identities. Ang meron pa tayo, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, may dalawa pa. So, yung kapatid ng Pythagorean identities. So, let's start here. Okay. So, what happens if we divide everything by cosine square? So, this part becomes 1 plus a sine over cosine is tangent, pero naka-square, so magiging tangent square. So, 1 plus tangent square is equal to 1 over cosine is secant. Pero naka-square, 1. So, magiging secant square. So, yan yung isa sa mga kapatid ng Pythagorean identities. Okay? And, one last. If you divide everything by sine square, you will get 1 plus cotangent square theta equal to cosecant square theta. Okay, tandaang mabuti ito, pati yung mga paikot-ikot nila. Paano paikot-ikot? For example, dito sa reciprocal identities, what is the product of secant, theta, and cosine? 1. Okay? Example, what is the product of tangent and cosine? Sine. Sa Pythagorean identities, minsan makikita nyo na 1 minus sine squared theta. But from this Pythagorean identity, that is cosine squared theta. Okay? So, yun yung mga tweaks. And take note, pagdating dito sa dalawang to, we have 1 plus tangent squared theta equal to secant squared theta. So, para makuha mo yung pangatlo, lalagyan mo lang to ng co. So, 1 plus cotangent squared theta equal to cosecant square theta. Okay? So, gawa tayo ng example. So, let us use these identities. Okay? Ano pala ibig sabihin na identities? Pag sinabing identities, equation siya which is always true for all allowable na variable na ipasok mo. In this case, theta. Okay, so for all allowable theta. Okay, let's say if this is an example. Cotangent theta is negative 12 over 5 and cosine theta is positive. Find the 5 circular function values of theta using the fundamental identities. Actually, pwede nyo ito i-solve using sa trigonometric functions. Pero ang goal natin for this video is to be able to use the fundamental identities. Okay, so ang una nating mahanap ay pinakamadali, tangent, kasi reciprocal of cotangent is tangent. So, tangent theta is negative 5 over 12. Okay, so libre yon. So, meron pa tayong apat na hinahanap. Okay? So, binigyan ka ng cotangent, you can use this equation to find cosecant square. Okay, we know that 1 plus cotangent square theta equal to cosecant square theta. Cotangent square is, square this, 144 over 25. Tapos ano na ito? Pag pinag-combine into one fraction, 169 over 25 cosecant square theta. So, cosecant theta is equal to, take note, plus minus ulit. Plus minus square root of 169 over 25. So, 13 over 5. You have to choose 1. Okay, isa lang dapat yan kasi ang cosecant function, so isa lang nilalabas ng value. So, ang tanong, paano mo kaya pipiliin yun? You can actually use the all syntacco again. So, powerful yung all syntacco. Okay, so, cotangent is negative. So, all syntacco. So, cotangent is negative. Hindi na siya pwede mag-fall sa quadrant 1 and quadrant 3 because in quadrant 1, lahat sila positive. Lahat ng circular function values. In quadrant 3 naman, lahat ng circular function values na tangent tsaka cotangent naging positive. So, may iwan tayo sa quadrant 2 or quadrant 4. Pero sabi natin dito, cosine is positive. That refers to the x-coordinate. So, sa quadrant 2 and quadrant 4, ang may positive na x-coordinate ay sa quadrant 4. So, yung p of theta natin dito, nasa quadrant 4. So, andito si p of theta. So, meaning, cosecant must be negative. Pero pwede nyo tandaan in quadrant 4 ang positive lang, si cosine at saka si secant. So, negative si cosecant. Okay, so from cosecant, anong reciprocal ni cosecant? Si sine. So, sine theta is negative 5 over 13. Okay, so nawawala na lang si cosine at saka si secant. Okay, pwede nating hugutin yun dito if you want. Or pwedeng dito, you can use the Pythagorean identity. Dito pala, you can use the Pythagorean identities. Pero mas madaling gamitin yung reciprocal identities. Okay, so tangent is sine theta over cosine theta. Our tangent is negative 5 over 12. Sine is negative 5 over 13. Thus, we have cosine theta. So, how do we compute for cosine theta? Pwede mo multiply lang pag ano, no? Cross multiply. So, we get this fraction times 12, negative 60 over 13. Or cosine theta is negative 60 over 13, negative 5. Which is, positive na yan, pero dapat 12 over 13. Okay, so that is cosine theta. And secant is the reciprocal of cosine. So, 13 over 12. Okay. So, ibig sabihin, using the fundamental identities, pag binigyan ka ng isang circular function values and yung restriction sa theta or other conditions dun sa signs ng ibang circular function values, mahanap mo yung other 5 circular function values. Okay, so compute pa tayo ng isa. Okay. So, last one. So, let's say if tangent x is 4/3 and we know that cosine x is negative. Okay, so may libre ng isa yung reciprocal. Ang reciprocal ni tangent is cotangent. So, cotangent x is 3/4. Okay. So, 4 na lang. Okay, so using the Pythagorean identity, 1 plus tangent square equal to secant square x. Kapag pinlagin mo si tangent dito, mahanap mo si secant. So, 1 plus 4/3 square equal to secant square. 1 plus 16 over 9. So, 25 over 9 is secant square. So, ano mangyayari dito? So, secant x is, take the square root of both sides of this. So, it's either plus minus 5 over 3. So, we have to choose 1. So, kailangan malaman natin yung quadrant ni P of X. Malalaman natin yan using all syntacos. Okay, tangent is positive. So, it's either, so sabi ng all syntacos, it's either nasa quadrant 1 siya or quadrant 3 na lang si P of X kasi positive si tangent. But cosine is negative. So, bawal ka nang mag-fall sa quadrant 1. Kasi sa quadrant 1, positive yung cosine. So, nasa quadrant 3 tayo. So, dito si P of X. Ang positive lang dyan si tangent at si cotangent. Meaning, secant is negative. Okay. May isa pang libre yung reciprocal niya, which is cosine. Reciprocal niya is negative 3/5. And how do you get sine? You can use the what identity? Pwede tayong gumamit ng quotient identities. So, sinong gusto nyong gamitin? Sige na nga kay tangent na lang kasi tangent yung meron tayo. So, tangent x is equal to sine x over cosine x. So, we know that tangent is 4/3. Cosine x is negative 3/5. Okay. So, multiply nyo na lang itong ganun. So, sine x is 4/3 times negative 3/5. So, sine x is equal to negative 4 over 5. Okay? So, ganito ginagamit yung fundamental identities to find the other circular function values pag binigyan ka ng isang circular function values ng theta at yung restriction doon sa theta. So, again, here are the 8 fundamental identities. So, laging tatandaan ito kasi lagi silang nagagamit sa trigonometry, like almost every day. Okay? So, that ends our video lecture for today. Thank you. Bye-bye.